Welcome to our Top 360 Cameras for Real Estate Agents course. This course is designed to give you an overview of each of these 8 cameras that real estate agents should consider right now in 2020. We've made this nice graphic for you as a quick reference guide for each of the features on these 8 cameras. Now, in this first video, I want to give you kind of the summary of the entire course. I'm going to tell you first my silver bullet recommendation, the best 360 camera on the market right now for you to get. Next, I'm going to tell you my top 3 picks, the cameras that will give you the most options as an agent. Then I'm going to tell you 2 more cameras that you need to be looking out for. These are cameras that are emerging that might be dominant in the next weeks to months. And then finally, I'm going to go over the remaining cameras. So you can get a deeper dive into each of these cameras in the rest of the videos in this course, but this first video is designed to give you an overview so that you can prioritize the other videos you watch. Okay, so my number 1 recommendation for a 360 camera is the Insta360 1X. This little camera is the best value on the market in my opinion. It takes great video and great photographs. It does both of those really well. The video is super stable, the audio is good. They're my favorite company to work with their software. And lastly, it also works with Matterport. There are only 3 consumer cameras that work with Matterport, and this is one of the 3. So in my opinion, this is the best all-around value. It works with Matterport, shoots great video, shoots great photographs, and has a great user experience in the software. Okay, next up, I'm going to give you my 3 recommendations that give you the most options as a real estate agent. And those 3 cameras are the Insta360 1X that we just talked about, the Ricoh Theta Z1, and the Ricoh Theta V. Now, all 3 of these cameras are excellent cameras. Why do I recommend these 3 over the others? The main reason is because they're all 3 great cameras, but they all 3 work with Matterport. Matterport only works with 3 consumer cameras, and that's these 3. Now, of these 3, the Insta360 1X is my favorite. The Z1 takes the best 360 photos of any camera on this list. So if you're going to do mainly 360 photos, the Z1 is probably your best bet. Now, it's also the most expensive camera on the list. The second best for photos is the QCam 8K, we'll talk about in a minute. Now, the Theta V, why would you get the Theta V over the Z1? Really, the Theta V is the little brother of the Z1, or the older brother, I guess, the one that's been around longer but is not as good. Now, both the Theta V and the Z1, in my opinion, are not the best cameras if you're mainly going to be shooting video. And that's why I suggest getting the Insta360 1X if you want to do both 360 video and 360 photography. The Theta Z1 and the Theta V both do video, but they're limited in how much video they can do and in the quality. Next up, these are 2 cameras you need to be looking out for in the weeks and months ahead. The Insta360 1R is the newest camera in the Insta360 lineup, and this is my next purchase. If you're looking to get the newest and best, I think you might want to consider this one. Now, I don't own this camera yet, but I will soon. Many of the reviews online say that it's even better than the 360 1X, which is hard to believe. But the one major downside of this camera is that it does not work with Matterport. So if you're dead set on doing Matterport tours, which many real estate agents are, this would not be the camera for you, but it is one to look out for. Now, another one that you need to look out for in the next weeks and months ahead is the QCam 8K. Now, this is a newer camera and a newer company, but they are doing some amazing stuff with hardware, packing a lot of specs into hardware. Now, I don't recommend it yet because it still feels a little clunky. It still feels like it's kind of like a beta camera. But in the next month, this could become the top camera of all the cameras you want to get. Shoots great photos, shoots good video, but it's just a little clunky to use right now. Next up is the Theta SC2. The Theta SC2 is basically like the Theta V, newer and cheaper. That's the only difference, and it does not do Matterport. So it's slightly cheaper at $300, around $300, but it has very small amount of storage space, so you can't do much video. This is not the camera to get if you want to do mainly video. We also have the GoPro Max. Now this is an awesome camera. I do not own this camera, but a lot of people really like this camera. It doesn't work with Matterport, but it shoots great video. It shoots really good photographs. And many people who use the GoPro software say that it's great. This is definitely one to consider. And the last one I want to mention here is the Insta360 This started the whole Insta360 lineup. They introduced a lot of new innovations with this camera when it came out a couple years ago. This camera is what we built our entire 360 business on. This is a great little camera. It's around $230 right now. It's been at that price point for a couple years actually. So it's not the newest camera, but if you need a cheap option to get you started, this is a great little camera. That's my quick and dirty overview of these 8 cameras. Click into each of these videos to zoom in a little deeper on any one of these cameras. The silver bullet #1 value is the Insta360 One X. The 3 cameras that give you the most options are the Insta360 One X, the Theta Z1, and the Theta V. 2 cameras to look out for in the weeks and months ahead are the Insta360 One R and the KuCam 8K. And then you can click in on any of these other videos with these other 4 cameras and you can get a more deep dive into each camera. Okay, do you have one in your mind? Do you have one that you want to go a little deeper in? Let's go to that chapter in this course and let's watch that video right now so you can get firmed up in which camera you want to get.